friends, how are we doing? Welcome to today's video. Today I picked up one of the beige items from the Chanel summer collection. I am a huge fan of beige. I have to pick up one or two items every single year. This is the one that I decided that I wanted to review first, that I wanted to keep in my collection, and that I thought I used the most. Now, for the summer collection, they released few things. An eyeshadow palette that will look like this. It looks quite warm. I mean, it is well much in theme with their summer collection. Their beige is meant to be very summery, very bronzy, you know, so that looks like that. It did not call my attention, so I skipped on it. And then they also added few sticks, like the blush sticks and all of those. I had every intention to go into store, to be honest, and really play with things, bring you swatches, but I could not get around it. So I just settled for one thing, and that's what we're gonna be applying. So I picked up the Healthy Glow, the Healthy Golden Glow powder. It comes into two different shades, and I got ÉCLAT Diorshow. They have a more warm toned. Oh, this was unexpected. I just opened it and look at that. We've never had one of these. That's cute. So we get our regular beige packaging for this duo. It looks beautiful. So here you have it. We always get a little brush in the packaging, and then this is our compact. It looks so delicious. I cannot wait to apply this on. The other one looks like that. It looks a little bit more coral, a lot warm toned, but I've mentioned these before many times. Because I have very warm tones in my complexion, everything turns even warmer. So I tend to not pick up the warmer things. I try to go for the more neutral pinky tones, so they end up looking a little bit more warm than they would on someone with light, fair, and just neutral undertones. But these, I'm excited. Now I am wearing two different eyeshadows because I just finished reviewing new Dior quad. If you're wondering, that's why I'm looking a little cray-cray, but I want to finish off my face with this compact. When I get a compact like this from Chanel, I like to pick up brushes that are pointy, right? This is the best, so that you can really get into each product individually. I love this one from BK Beauty because it's really small. This is BK Beauty 108. I also really enjoyed this one from Sonia G, which is their Designer Pro, and it also works as a, you know, under eye setting brush. Those under eye setting brush are the ones that I love to use for compacts like this. And then I think I'll use this one for the highlighter. This is Morphe Feed Makeup Aerial, the blush one. I'll link everything below. So I'm gonna pick up, we have two options. I don't know how much pigment we're gonna get. Usually when you do natural hair bristle brushes, they pick up less of the product. When you do the synthetic, they're a little bit tougher, they pick up a little bit more. So we're gonna try, I'm gonna try each, like both brushes. Let's dive into the powder, and you can see you pick up some product. That's done. I have no bronzer, so you can take a look at the color, and I hope this shows up on me. Okay, very soft and very highlighty. Okay, I see some color, but this is going to, I'm gonna have to do a little building up of the product, which I'm okay with, to be honest. Check that out. I love a glowy blush. I really love them. They tend to make you look very youthful, and like your cheek area usually gets very elevated, which I enjoy. I'm gonna go with a synthetic one just to see. Okay, it's actually building up okay. I'm not worried now about pigmentation, but I do have to dip into a few times. And this is what she looks like. What do we think? I'm gonna do a little bit more just so that we can exaggerate this compact and you can see it. I love it. It has specks of gold all throughout the blush, so it really brings such a beautiful radiance. It has micro shimmers. Let's actually just go ahead and swatch it. To touch, it doesn't really feel like very much silky, but you can see that she is pigmented. Like pigment shows up, so that's good. And then let's do the highlighter. This is so gorgeous. Take a look at that. It's so pretty. This pink one reminds me of something that we have from Chanel, and I'm gonna swatch it in a minute. I'll pull it out. Now let's take this brush with the highlighter. So beautiful. So pretty. We'll set my face at this point. And that's it, we're gonna see it. I usually, to be honest, I will have a bronzer on, so I feel like it's only fair if I bronze on this side and then apply the products at top, so you can see the real, you know, look if you were to wear it. But I know some people don't like me to wear bronzer because they want to see the real color of the product. So I'm gonna be using this one. This is in the shade Tan Deep Bronze. So this is one of the deepest that they carry. You can see that this really shows up beautiful on my complexion, right? I'm using Rare Beauty's blush brush. I always get questions on brushes and I tend to forget. All right, that's that. Now let's go back to the compact. I'm going to take this one and go back to the blush. Delicious. Exquisite. I love it. It has, like, because of the bronzer, it really gives a lot of dimension. I love this side. I love it so much more. And this brush really picks up a lot of the product. Like, I feel like I didn't have to struggle so much, you know, to pick it up, just because I do need the building up. So here you go. Let's do the highlight. This brush is so big, it really took over my whole cheek area. You saw. I'm actually gonna take a little one like this. This is a ColourPop brush. Who remembers ColourPop? I mean, these I remember. They never used to like ship here to Canada, and when they did, I placed an order and I placed this brush because I've seen it everywhere. And look how, like, the F5. Look how good. Like, she's alive. She's going strong. Every time I need like pow on your face highlighter, I picked her up. She's cute. All right, friends, this is what Chanel's compact looked like on. I feel like it looks very pretty. You can see that it shows up on me. I was able to build up the color to a good intensity. I say sometimes like the lighting will wash me out, and then when I go outside, I'm like, oh my god, that's a lot of blush. This is one of those instances where I feel like I had to really build up a product, but that's not new to me and Chanel. When I pick up, that's what usually happens when I tend to pick up the pinky shades, I do have to build them up. If I pick up a warm shade, then it's just gonna be, you know, it shows up more because it's meant for deeper complexions or medium and deeper complexions. But you know me, I don't follow any rules. I pick up pinks because that's what I love in makeup. I love the glow. You can see it's very stunning, very juicy. very much in part with, you know, the Beige collections that they tend to release. I feel like I could totally mix with, you know, products that I already have existing in my collection, and that's what I want to continue to praise. And I've mentioned this before, ever since the recession and all the trade wars and everything, I did mention that everything that I'm reviewing and things that I'm picking up are things that I know I'm gonna enjoy, that I know that you wanna see on, because usually these products you like to see on my medium deeper complexion and not so much on fair complexion. So I know you appreciate me still showing up, and I'm here for you. Alright friends, let's get to the swatching. I went shopping my stash. I did not know I had this much. That's a problem, right? Anyway, let's do the pink. So the first one is gonna be very much glowy. So this is, you know, your pink highlighter blush hybrid kind of situation. And then the one that I said this gotta be, you know, so similar is this one. Who remembers this guy with the engraved Chanel? Who does? I believe this was it has to be a spring. Yeah, it was a spring released. It was not Le Beige, was a spring released, and maybe 2 years back. You can see that that one is just a little bit lighter, right? It has a little bit more white in it, but it has that same formulation where it is a blush and highlighter hybrid. I remember really loving this shade, but really having to build it up. Malice is a more neutral shade. It's not very much glowy, but I only wanted to show you because this is so popular. In case you have it and you're thinking, oh, maybe, you know, it's too similar. Malice is just warmer in tone. You can see that she's dry. She never swatches good, to be honest, but she's one of those blushes that as you apply them, they just become one to your skin and it just sort of like melts on your cheek area. And I have this one, which is one of my favorites, is Rose Petillant. This, I don't know if it's part of their, I think this was like a limited edition because it has a deep Chanel, you know, thing in there. And this is another rosy shade that I love. So like very much, you know, the regular blushes aren't this, they aren't this glittery, but I wanted to show you. They do release, you know, duos like this. I believe this is last year's spring or fall. I can't keep track, but this was like a blush and highlighter duo. I'm swatching the highlighter, but you can see that I picked up, at that time, I picked up the more coral one, Cream to Powder in the shade Rose Ardent, just because it is rosy. So I thought maybe you want to see it too. And that's that. So yeah, I was right. The other spring shade is the closest to this when it comes to the formula, and that's pretty much it. All the swatches that I wanted to do from a Chanel. You can see that it's a beautiful blush. If you're any deeper than me, I worry that this is not really gonna show up. You're gonna have to, you know, like use it as a blush topper. Like I could imagine this being gorgeous, you know, the one that I swatched last, and then a topper like this at top, a topper, like, you know, this as the base, and then the blush, the glowy blush is gorgeous if you have deeper complexions. But if you don't want to go through the trouble, you may look into the other shade because it looks a little bit deeper. Not sure, don't take my word for it, I never swatched that. But yeah friends, that's it. Thank you so much for watching. Let me know in the comments if you picked this guy up. What are your thoughts if you had this spring one? Anything friends, let's just chit chat down below. Thank you for watching. I love you all so much, and I'll catch you on the next one. Bye.